Right. It seems that you found your purpose in life. And
I think I have.
Yeah, a lot of people live much longer than you have and still don't know what their purpose is. So that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I want to take a little turn and get a little bit more personal with you.
Okay.
I know that you're a mom, and I know that your work schedule is full-time, 60 plus hours, and more than that. But it seems that you still find the time to keep him active in different activities, and I'm sure it's very important for you that he does have a memorable childhood. What advice would you give a single mom that is having a hard time trying to find a balance between career and motherhood?
Well, it is hard. I will be the first person to say that you can't sugarcoat it. No one gave you a handbook on how to be a mom. It's my first child, and I had him young, so I was, really doing things for the first time with him. And I made mistakes, and there are times when I question the things that I'm doing. It's never enough time I can spend with him. I always feel like, oh, I wish there was 5 more hours in the day to give to him. But, I think the important thing is, in finding the balance is, first of all, understanding you can't do everything. You can't. There are things that the day will end and things will not get done, and you have to realize there's always tomorrow. You do the best that you can. You prioritize what's really important, and at the end of the day, you have to find that balance, because this is a person versus a job. Like, this is my son it's my responsibility to raise him, and I think the most important thing as a parent that you can do is lead by example. I can say one thing all day long, but he's watching me. He's not really listening all the time, but he's watching what mommy does. So I just think it's important first to find that balance. Is you have to find that inner peace, because once you find the inner peace, then it's almost like it transfers to your children. That energy, it exudes from within. And even when don't feel like, oh, I wish I would have had more time, or if I'm out of town and he's playing football and I happen to miss that game, I always go back on my faith and say that, God has put the right people in my life to be able to help me raise him, so that I'm still able to do what I feel like is my God-given purpose and my mission in life. And I think that that creates that balance for me, because I understand, like, it's a give and take, but because I feel like this is my purpose on a spiritual level, like, I really feel like he always just aligns everything around my son so that he doesn't miss a beat. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even if mommy misses a game, he's got his aunt there, his dad's there, his uncle's there, usually a cousin or two, a friend. And Jalen he really doesn't, he says, okay, cool, like, mommy's out of town, it's not a problem, right. Because I make sure his life is balanced, and that creates my balance. And we're good to go.
Good. That's good. You sound like you got it down. We are very honored to have you as a part of our organization. Can you give us your thoughts on the organization, the mission of the organization?
Well, I think, Profound Women of America, I think, honestly, it's time that the bar be raised. Oftentimes as our generation, we love to point fingers on, everybody who's doing it wrong. But at the end of the day, I think it's important that you have to point the finger back at yourself and say, well, what are you going to do about it? We can complain about it, or we can be a part of the solution. And, especially with having an example like First Lady Michelle Obama, it's time. Like, it's truly time that everyone step up their game and take responsibility for our generation. Because truly, like, even though it won't, like, I will take part in the benefits, but I think about my son and my other children one day, and his children. So it's like it's almost you have to take it personally. Right. And so I just think with having an organization like Profound Women of America, I think the name speaks for itself. This is what we are. This is who we are. This is what we represent. This is what we hope everyone else will represent. And I just think it's great to have an example to show young girls like these are the profound women of America, and you can aspire to be just like them. So I think, to me, I think a name says it all. But of course, leading by example is the home run.
Wow, well, good. What type of personal mark would you like to make on this organization or the city of Atlanta?
I really take pride in, obviously being in radio. I really just take pride in I feel like I kind of feel I have a lane of my own within our morning show. Mm-hmm. No one else on the morning show, Frank, Wanda, or Miss Sophia, can really, they have their own lanes, but I have a very unique lane with being my age and being a single mom and, still being hip to what's going on. So, I want to be able to come in and young girls be able to identify, they think it's cool that I work at a radio station. So to be able to have the power to be able to say, yeah, I do work at a radio station, or you see me on TV or you hear me on the radio, and we get through all the fun stuff, and then be able to talk to young girls about self-esteem and, being confident within themselves and education and, waiting to have sex and being, respectful to their parents and going to college. All of the things that are important, like I still feel like I can very much relate to that. So I think, and then having the leverage of being on radio, like to me it all goes hand in hand. So, I really just plan on being able to use that as the bait per se, and to be able to reel them in and then really get to get into their minds and see like what's really going on. And sometimes it's just a matter of being an ear. Young women want to feel like they have someone they can talk to, or maybe that piece of advice, or to say, I went down that road, it didn't work. Let me show you this other road that works a lot more efficiently or better, and to be able to say, and I'm not just going to send you that way, I will hold your hand and take you down there myself. I'm still young enough to be able to do that, and so that's truly exciting. And I just hope to really be able to use my media leverage as a way to bring in other young women.
No, I definitely agree with that. I feel like with your position in radio, it's held at a certain esteem. Mm-hmm. And, even though that their parents may be telling them one thing, they may listen to you more because you are who you are. And with that position, plus your passion and your genuine spirit, I think you'll work wonders for this organization. We're very honored to have you.
I'm excited to be here. And you're right, though. I say the exact same thing their parents say and their teachers say. But for whatever reason, because I work at a radio station, it just sounds so much cooler. And they're like, okay, we'll do it. And I'm like, it's amazing to me how it works and how the power of radio truly works. It's very surreal still. Like, I often will say, like, wow, like this is my job, and like these are people that I consider friends, and these are the places that I travel to. Like, it's amazing. And to be able to change someone's life, or to be able to hear that I've influenced someone to do something, or to be better, or to expect more of themselves or the people around them, it's just even to pursue their dreams. Those are the days I'm like, is this really my life? Like, you know what I mean? It's very surreal still.